The KDM is the hardware that houses all this technology that we've been talking about. It is also a node in the KadMap grid hive.
It's a physical machine, a physical device.
The KadMap data machine, which is the KDM, is the primary infrastructure of KadMap. It's responsible for the deployment of KadMap services and applications on the KadMap network.
It also serves as the runtime for these apps, and also it's a node in the KadMap grid in which you can have, it's a gateway to which you can have access to the KadMap grid.
All data transactions are processed through the KDM.
Whatever you do on KadMap in the enterprise is not on that system, that HP laptop or Dell or whatever laptop. Data doesn't stay there, it goes to the KDM, which makes it very fast.
But this doesn't mean that the KDM is just one single machine. It has a structure, right? So for a small organization, you can have just one physical computing machine, but for a campus, for example, right? So let's say KadMap is used in a campus, it could have a pooled architecture. A pooled architecture means that it could be spread around the campus. This helps for redundancy, both storage redundancy and computational redundancy, and also even networking redundancy. You don't want everybody to be just tied to one machine, especially if in a big campus. You want to spread this load across. But it's only locked to a physical location, so you can't have a KDM networked wirelessly across geography. You need multiple KDMs to make that happen. Right? So it runs a custom OS called KadMap OS, and that powers the entire information system, running the application and everything concerning KadMap.
KadMap client is the part of KadMap that every user within the organization can feel and touch, and where they can experience KadMap on a first-hand basis.
That's the interface whereby users can connect with the KDM.
And the client also holds your identity, right? So you as a user, your identity is tied to your client. So you don't have login on KadMap, so you can't log into another person's client. That's not how it works. So each machine is through the client is identified as you as a user. So you are tied to your machine, so this is machine identity to identify you, and that's what makes you connect back to the KDM.
Take for instance, when you deploy your app to the cloud, of course, for someone to explore your app, he has to go to the browser and type in your website name or whatever, and just look at the key client as where your client-side code run when you deploy your apps.
There are features on KadMap client that makes you feel like everybody's with you, like you're walking, right? So we have the idea of things like presence. So you feel that it's a very interesting thing. You see people, when you open the client, you see people in different groups. So if you're in a group, you just fly down, see people within that group, enter that group, you see that, okay, there are people here, there are people here. And if people go into a particular application, you're like, okay, this person in this application, and you can join them on that application. And when you're on that application, you can chat them up, a live chat appears. Chat people up, you can use audio, you can share your screen with the next person in that particular application, right? And there's audio, you see cursors and everything just there. It's a very interesting thing that we added.
The KadMap client is accessible on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. The groups are a very fundamental mechanism of how we execute privacy in the KadMap grid.
The idea is that within the KDM, think of it as sections, right? So there are virtual rooms to which applications can run. So a KadMap group is a constraint that is placed by an admin. Like this group of people can use the certain apps. So it's just a mapping of people to applications.
The groups are very, very critical in dividing our network into layers that enable us to manage applications easier and manage security easier.
KadMap groups makes collaboration very easy. when two enterprises want to connect, it is groups that connect.
If you want to communicate with another organization entirely, or a certain branch of your organization in another location, you have to put KadMap technology puts both enterprises within a group for them to be able to communicate.
It is a concept unlike any other that you will definitely have seen anywhere else. It's not like Facebook groups. We consider it a domain on its own. And when we look at the Great Hive architecture, the groups are one of the basic features of what makes this whole technology work.
So in essence, you can't do anything if you are not in a group in KadMap. You have to belong to a group.
KadMap apps are the apps that run on KadMap. They are not like your regular apps because they have to be synchronized. All the operations have to take place on the local machine.
So there are apps that run within the KadMap network, right, and the KadMap machine.
These applications are developed by KadMap developers and are deployed on KadMap.
We built KadMap in a way that developers from the web can utilize their existing knowledge to build KadMap applications. And also you can even, in some cases, in many cases, migrate existing application into becoming a KadMap application that works within the KadMap network. Right? So, but these apps have a special nature. One of it is they are distributed by nature, right? Which means every enterprise has a copy. You can think of it like building a PlayStation game, right? Or a mobile app, right?
This is like when you want to develop app for Android. They have it. It's the Android ecosystem has its dev tools, its APIs where you can access Android features. That's how the KadMap developer tools and APIs. So we provide that to build apps for KadMap. So KadMap apps are just apps that run within the KadMap system. You can't run it anywhere. You can't take it to the web and run it. It's developed for the KadMap technology.
KadMap services run inside the KDM, and it's one of the unique aspects of the technology that we have developed. When we look at services, the way we know it, they are usually things that run on the background of our Windows system or Android systems. KadMap services, on the other hand, run on the background inside the KDM.
It can be common things as simple as printers, cameras. Then we have our own core services that we provide, like the KadMap token as a service, KadMap coin, and the KadMap machine learning service, HFS and DFS are all there as services that developers can interact with as well to build their applications.
Service developers can actually build services for other developers to come and build interfaces to interface to control systems. When you are building a service for KadMap, you have to expose what we call the intent. What's an intent? These are just data structures of what your service accepts and what it gives out.
And the whole idea of services is that it creates this API economy for developers. So you can think of a service and just think of an app. You can think of multiple services and make an app that can charge all the services to make things interesting and create a workflow for an organization. And if they like that, then you can purchase that your application and connect to these services, and you can make life very interesting.